Frozen Synapse 2 follows up on 2011's excellent turn-based tactical combat game with another round of meticulously planned shootouts. Its new ideas are a little sparse though, mostly centered on a single-player campaign in a massive city that looks a lot deeper than it actually is. If it wasn't for the slick-looking neon-on-black art style, the real-time playback of Frozen Synapse 2's tactical battles might look distressingly like drone footage of real-world military actions. During the planning phase, you're given a remarkable level of control over your squad's movement, and each different weapon has its own targeting time and range. That gives each soldier a specific role in combat, and learning the somewhat opaque rules for how these roles interact is the key to winning these high-stakes shootouts. Frozen Synapse 2 does have a sense of humor about itself though. Soldiers' weapons also provide these faceless clone troopers their names. Daryl's shotgun carries a shotgun, and that's all you'll ever need to know about him. Your job is to give Daryl and his compatriots a complex series of orders using a tricky but mostly intuitive set of tools, and fussing over these is how you'll spend most of your time. Once you've plotted their courses, you can script out hyper-specific instructions like kneeling behind cover, pausing, or ignoring targets in order to make a dash across an open space. You can even plot out simulated moves for enemy soldiers to see how your plan holds up against possible counters, and that can lead down a rabbit hole of nuanced mind games as you try to outthink and fake out your opponent. There's no ticking clock, so you can endlessly tweak your plans before committing. When you do, the turn unfolds in an intense 5-second burst of violence. It's all extremely cool to watch, and the soundtrack perfectly matches the cyberpunk theme. This is a game about choreography, and watching the results of your decisions play out on screen is a nerve-wracking experience, like watching your children perform in a brutal, acrobatic ballet where there are no safety nets. Almost all of that is carried forward from the original Frozen Synapse, and it's just as strong here. The major new addition to Frozen Synapse 2 is the City Game, a single-player campaign in a procedurally generated town run by rival organizations. The written dialogue is overloaded with techno-thriller jargon, and the story missions that have you fighting the terrorist group Sonata come fast and furious. But ultimately, the plot is little more than a backdrop for a simple race to obtain 7 relics before Sonata does. Doing it once is fine, but even though a brand new city is generated for each playthrough, there's not a whole lot of call to replay the City Game. The story missions are often architecturally spectacular, but they're disappointingly static. No matter what the city's layout looks like, you'll see the exact same Sonata incursions on the same maps in the same order each time you play through. And because these happen at such a rapid-fire pace, the choices you make about things like which soldier types to hire, which factions you help, and who you snub don't feel meaningful. There's a lot of potential depth and diplomacy that just never materializes. Fortunately, Frozen Synapse 2's multiplayer is on firmer footing. The asynchronous terms mean it's easy to have several games running at once or concentrate on one at a time, and these quick bouts provide Frozen Synapse 2's most exciting moments. You can face off against other players in defenses, attacks, bomb defusals, you name it, and you always have the option to queue up a new game or play your next move from the handy menu in the bottom left corner. Even after spending 20 hours with it, the urge to log in to see the results of new turns is strong. Frozen Synapse 2 is a welcome return to the intensely micromanaged turn-based tactical battles that made the original so compelling. Multiplayer is the star of the show, and queuing up multiple online games at once means you're never stuck waiting for an opponent, and you can play at your own pace. But while the new City Game story mode is conceptually interesting, in practice, the largely scripted sequence of story missions doesn't allow for much in the way of meaningful gameplay depth. For more on tactics and strategy, check out our reviews of 2 Point Hospital, Phantom Doctrine, and the banner Saga 3. And for everything else, stick with us right here at IGN.